everyone, it's Maria here, and today I'd like to talk to you about panic attacks. I know it's not the most funniest topic to discuss, but I think it's very important that we talk about it and that we share our thoughts and experience. And if we have ever had panic attacks, it is okay to talk about it. So I'm not embarrassed to say to people that yes, I do have panic attacks, and that usually comes when I'm flying. So I have a fear of flying. It first started already after I flied for some time, which is a little bit weird. So I have my few, let's say 5-10 flights, it was absolutely okay. But once I was flying from Italy, Milano, I was flying 3.5 hours, I think it was, something like that. And then the flight got delayed for a number of hours. It was a very nervous situation where I couldn't reach any of my relatives or my family. My phone wasn't working, and then it was a super small gate with very many people, not anything to eat. So, very stressful environment. And I was also flying with some low coaster, which didn't specifically add any extra pleasure. So when we were taking off, I had this very weird, strange feeling. It was not physical, although I felt that my hands were sweaty. I was not feeling well, I was feeling tired, but the scariest thing was actually in my head. It's very difficult to describe it to someone who had never had a panic attack. Basically, I can say that I wanted to scream, please stop the plane. So I was so terrified to be on that plane. That feeling that we are taking off and we are somewhere up in the sky and I have no control over it. It's something absolutely crazy, really. I guess that if you have ever experienced panic attacks, you know that it's a very irrational fear of something and you sometimes don't even know what it is. Over the years, I have come to understand that, okay, I'm not actually afraid of heights. So the best spot for me in the airplane is on the sides right next to the window, so I can actually look and check that everything is fine. I can look down there and it is absolutely fine, so I'm not afraid of it. I'm also not really afraid of closed spaces, so that's not claustrophobia or anything. I came to realize that it's being locked so far away from the earth and not being able to control it and being up there so high that it's just weird. That feeling is weird, and the feeling that I cannot get out of there just like that is something that terrifies me a lot. So I'm actually not scared of plane falling down. I'm not scared of accidents. I'm not watching terrifying videos on YouTube how plane crashes. So that's not something that really scares me, which is really weird. But yes, I'm afraid of being so high up there with no control and being closed and not being able to leave the plane. I've been listening and reading a lot about other people's phobias, especially plane phobia. Thanks to Jordan Peterson, actually, I have realized that the only thing you can do to fight this phobia is to not avoid plane. So that might be a little funny or sounds awkward, but that's actually the only thing that can help. I'm afraid of planes, but the last thing I should do is avoid them. So I try to take planes still. I sometimes take some medicine. I take some pills to relax me. I have to think a lot before we go there. I talk to myself, I try to calm myself down. Recently I flew to Sweden from Helsinki. Okay, it's not a very long trip, it's around 50-55 minutes up in the sky, but it went perfect. We also flew to Portugal, to Lisbon from Helsinki. It's a little longer, it's 4 hours 30 minutes, 4 hours 50 minutes. The trip from Helsinki to Lisbon went great. I was very calm, I was funny, nothing went wrong. But when we flew back, we had a stop in Amsterdam, and then we had to fly from Amsterdam to Helsinki, and the whole day was terrible, frankly. We had both of our planes delayed, they were so messy in the airport, so everything went wrong. I guess I was just super nervous about it, and for that reason I had a little bit higher anxiety than usual, but it went fine. Every time now when I think that I need to fly somewhere, I get anxiety, obviously, again, but I try to remember that last times it went well. That is just a panic attack. Yes, I might be feeling bad, and that is okay. So I'm not avoiding these feelings. I'm not afraid of those ceilings, or I try not to be afraid of those ceilings. I just say to myself, yes, there is a possibility you will not feel great, and that is okay because it will pass. It will go away at some point, because panic attacks, as maybe many of you know, panic attacks are never lasting longer than a few minutes. So because your body cannot just provide so much of adrenaline into the blood, you can have a panic attack for a minute or two, but then it will pass. You have to know that it will pass. And after it passes, you feel better. Yes, you can have a multiple panic attack during the flight, but each of them will end, and you have to know that. Also, what I say to myself, it is just in your head. I mean, there is nothing literally physically happening with you, and you cannot die of panic attack. You cannot explode of a panic attack. Nothing will happen to the plane because of your panic attack. So it's just a panic attack. It is happening to you. It will be over in a minute or two. You just relax. You just try to breathe, which is a really helpful thing, and you move on. Okay, so that wasn't super easy to share, but I'm happy you guys have been through this video with me. Please share in the comments if you are having panic attacks and how are you dealing with this. Thanks a lot.